Naples, one of the oldest cities in the world, continuously inhabited since the time of Abraham. It is a city of extremes, home to deadly Mount Vesuvio, a mafia stronghold, but also the birthplace of pizza and the shopping center. Today it is the 10th largest metropolis in Europe, nearly 5 million people living precariously between centuries-old threats and a new economic crisis, but somehow still full of generosity and Mediterranean warmth. Pastor Douglas Valenzuela came to Naples over 30 years ago to plant a church that would reach out with the gospel to this deeply traditional Catholic city.
Amongst these young people that I led to Christ back in 1981, actually are two pastors that this day are leading the churches in Casoria and Arzano, Marco Scarpati and Jenny Carleo. We knew that by building a church structure, the traditional Catholic mentality would not hesitate to come inside, as we've seen in the Casoria church. And from that almost immediate moment, we began to see miraculous, incredible growth.
With help from donors around the world, the small church built one of the only evangelical sanctuaries in all of Naples, and almost immediately added nearly 200 new believers. But rather than rest on this growth, their hearts turned towards the neighboring suburb of Arzano, 70,000 people with no home for evangelical outreach.
Well, what we did was a 40-day and 40-night tent campaign. And we preached the gospel every single day and every single night for 40 days. From that, we saw many conversions. We took a group of believers out of the Casoria church, started with another church, rented a facility, immediately bought land, and now are hoping to build this second church. It's so important in the Italian religious mentality to see something that resembles, in their mind, church. They do not want a storefront. They understand in their mentality God by looking at a building to remind him of where he has been worshiping God for 1,800 years.
The Arzano church has been meeting for a few years in a small storefront at the bottom of an apartment building. Can you spot the church on this street? Neither can the people of Arzano. It's here. In spite of being hidden, the church is thriving, but their success means they are out of room to grow. Young children have to walk to a separate storefront for Sunday school. Adults have no classroom space. The cramped sanctuary is too crowded for new visitors. Parking on the street puts visitor cars at risk in a high-crime city. Each month, thousands of dollars are wasted on rent, which could be paying the mortgage for a permanent home. But there is a solution. The slow economy means prices have dropped on empty buildings. At the same time, the land they purchased 10 years ago has appreciated enough to buy an abandoned warehouse near the center of town. But it will take vision and our help to turn this old lot into an attractive sanctuary with parking and classrooms and offices and a courtyard that welcomes newcomers.
And in this case, the Arzano church building will be so attractive because it's right in the heart of the city with thousands of people around and apartments on all sides.
Naples is a patchwork of 171 districts covering almost 900 square miles. Most of the population lives in a seemingly endless maze of tall apartment buildings. And at the heart of the maze is Arzano. Navigating daily life here can seem like a maze too.
The average income in our church is about €1,200 a month, which is about $1,600. And that's not that much when you consider gasoline prices right now are hovering right around $10 a gallon. Milk is about $11, $12 a gallon. Of course, there's high rate of unemployment. Between the ages of 18 and 35, the unemployment rate is over 40%. That's a seedbed for mafia. The #1 economy in Italy in 2009 was not tourism, was not automobiles, airlines. It was mafia to the tune of €190 billion.
So how can a small church afford to plant a major new outreach in such an economy? They can't. But together we can. Italy is the land that missions forgot, a land that never had a Protestant Reformation, that has never seen a born-again revival. The nation that first spread Christianity across Europe is now waiting to hear the gospel.
What is God doing in Naples, Italy? He is still saving people. He's using frail human beings like us to begin with to impact Italians who have a great zeal for their own people. We've seen some unbelievable conversions take place in a nation where fewer than 0.5% know Jesus Christ their Savior, where most missionaries would never see the conversion of even one person or see a baptism take place. We just had 18 baptisms take place in our Custodia Church 3 weeks ago in the month of March. They're on fire for the Lord and they go out and share their faith, and we have great hope and great desire to see even more of this take place. In a city of 70,000 people, where so few know Jesus Christ, we are on the verge of changing that for all eternity. We need to build this church. I'm sure that there are some of you out there who would desire to participate with us in a very practical way to make a difference in the city of Arzano. 70,000 people, and this church that we intend to build can be the greatest testimony that that city has ever seen. I hope that you can participate economically in making this dream come true. Our needs are great, the opportunities are even greater.